Live. Hey. Welcome to, today is May the, what is it? The 17th?
The 17th.
17th. Yes. And welcome to the conversation. We are back after a long hiatus. Not long, but like 3 weeks. Stuff happens. And we decided to take a break, and we are back. Our co-host Brandy is not feeling well tonight, so she will not be with us. As well as, who else are we missing tonight? Marcus. I don't know if he's not going to be here, not going to be late, but so we have Darius that's joining us tonight as our guest.
Hey.
And we're just going to talk about this week's hot topics and what's going on in the political world and the fashion world and just have some fun. So first off, Brittany, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Would you do anything this weekend? You have anything coming up?
Really lame this weekend. Lame Lucy. I was in the house. I actually did go to dinner this weekend with my bestie. We went to STK.
Oh, nice.
I love STK.
Huh?
I love the STK.
One of my favorites.
It was okay to me, but the ambiance was amazing. So we had a really good time. And yeah, other than that, I was lame Lucy. Oh, I did celebrate Mother's Day with my boys. Enjoyed that. So yeah, Mother's Day was cool. This weekend was cool.
Where'd you guys go to eat for Mother's Day? Or did you not go to eat for Mother's Day?
My husband cooked.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay. So Shaq, what about, I saw you. I was actually in your neck of the woods down in the ATL. And I pulled up on you. We had some
thumbs up.
Some good chicken wings and some waffles, and me and my mom and
sitting. Love us some Thumbs Up Diner. That was good.
What was it called? What was the restaurant?
Thumbs Up Diner.
Say it one more time.
We were at Thumbs Up Diner.
Thumbs Up Diner. Now, is that a chain?
It is, surprisingly. And and that's one of the things I talk about. Well, I mean, I guess it's not a chain, like it's not like McDonald's, but there are multiple locations. But their consistency is unmatched.
Yeah, it was good. And what location were we at?
We were East Point. Yeah, we were in East Point.
East Point, okay.
Mm-hmm. But those chicken wings and them chicken wings, no matter where you at, the French toast is always good. I love Thumbs Up. I think, and it's one of those things where it's here in the ATL and people know about it, I think. But I don't know that when you come, people say you better go to Thumbs Up, because Atlanta is such a brunch city, so
right,
so many happening places to go. But it was ideal for us, and everybody was tired. I just got off the plane. Nobody was dressed,
Yeah.
We weren't trying to do bottomless mimosas or none of that. We just wanted to eat and talk, and so I think it was so good. It was perfect for us.
Yeah, it was nice.
They take card at that one because some of the locations still don't even take credit cards. So it just depends on where you go.
Okay. Well, yeah, it was nice seeing you, and good food, good fellowship. It's always something I don't like to take for granted. So,
especially in this day and age, baby.
Yeah. So Darius, welcome. What about you? What did you do this weekend? I know you are a social butterfly. You have some stuff coming up.
I think on Saturday I went to an event. Tampa LGBT arts community had an event here called Pride and Passion.
Mm-hmm.
So I attended that, and that was really nice. It was really, really nice to see people, dressed up, looking good. Folks drinking champagne, hanging out,
Yes.
It was real nice. Sunday I did church, and then I spent time with my granny, went and took her a nice little envelope with some money.
Nice.
And then hung out with the family for a couple of hours. And
love the folks.
Yes, honey. My grandma I could go buy what I want. Bring me the money.
Right.
So of course, I'm a board member for St. Pete Pride, and of course June is Pride Month typically in a lot of places. And I have an event that I'm the chairperson of. It's called Shades of Pride. We're bringing in T.S. Madison to be with us, and we're going to have some great things in this. It's going to be a festival free of charge. We're going to have an all-black trans panel of Black trans women that T.S. Madison will be moderating. We're going to have a poetry slam for all my poets and people who like to spit bars, cash prizes. We're going to have a ballroom portion, a legendary ball.
Mhm.
Shout out to Yummy. Ballroom is coming out to support. We're giving away money for the
Awesome.
categories.
Oh my.
We're gonna have an interview with T.S. Madison and Blackout Magazine by trans writer by the name of Giovanna.
Oh wow,
Um,
you guys are doing
trans
a
reporter.
No.
Yes, and we have, of course, we have our brother King Jives, the King Jives show that will be a part of this event with T.S. Madison. We'll be doing a live sit down with her, and then we're going to have an after party. It's going to be transformed. It's going to be beautiful, and we have a very special guest in addition to T.S. Madison that will be coming. It's going to be a little eye candy for the boys. It's
Oh
going to be something.
wow.
It's going to be something cute.
Well, I
Um,
wish you all the luck with that.
I kind of want to go.
It's open. Yeah, if you can get to Tampa, if you can get to St. Petersburg, come. It's free. No money. No, there's
You
no
know,
fee
that's
to
my
get in.
stumping ground now.
Come on down, baby. Come on down. We even got a party. We even got a party. We got something for everybody. We got a party for the Black lesbians.
Right.
During Pride Month, we having something for everybody.
You know,
Just make a trip.
not to interrupt what you're talking about, but we don't during Pride Month we don't see a lot of stuff geared towards lesbians. I don't know. I know at least not here in Chicago.
About it.
We don't have any events like this, geared towards just the lesbians. I don't know. That's something new. So
I wouldn't make it in Chicago.
kudos to that.
Yes, and also just trying to have an educational component too, because a lot of people think Pride is just about partying and having a good time. And yes, that's a part of it, but Pride originally started as an educational opportunity. It was about educating our community, by educating the broader community. So we're doing some of that, but we're gonna have a good time while we're doing it.
You're right. I often say every year when it comes to Pride, I'm always like, I wonder how many of the kids, and not mean to sound, say kids, but how many of these young LGBTQ individuals really know what Pride is really about.
They don't. They think they think you just go to Atlanta, Dallas, DC, wherever you're going, get slutted out, get cummed out the whole weekend. That's what they think it really is. You go to the bar, you high on tea or whatever you on. It's just about partying and having a good time.
So kudos to you for really implementing that educational component to it.
I think that's fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So well, without further ado, we have a lot to talk about. I don't know if we're going to hit everything that's on the list tonight, but we're going to
do our best.
So diving first in, about a week and a half ago, it hit the blogs that Real Housewives star Kim Zolciak and her husband of 11 years, Kroy Biermann, are calling it quits, according to legal documents obtained by TMZ. Kim reportedly listed April 30th as the date of separation in the documents. The Bravo star claimed the marriage is broken with no hope of reconciliation. The reality star is reportedly seeking primary physical custody of the children and joint legal custody. The now former couple, 11-year-old Kroy Jagger, 10-year-old Cash Cade, and their 9-year-old twins Kaya Rose and Kane. Kim reportedly seeks spousal support and is expected to legally restore her maiden name. The exes reportedly owe $1.1 million to the IRS in unpaid taxes, interest, and penalties from the following years, 2013, 2017, and 2018. The two also reportedly owe the state of Georgia $15,000 for unpaid taxes from 2018. The story is developing. Wow.
So you know what this really is?
What is it?
They broke.
A financial move.
Yeah.
They broke.
People have been saying that. Yeah.
Hey,
that housewife money dried up a long time ago.
Financial
dried up too.
Financial problems are the number one cause of divorce, y'all. Like,
I love each other. I think they still love each other, and they're just doing this to try and get out of whatever financial issues they have going on.
Well, that would be smart. That's
do we think it's that, or do we think it's more? Because it's getting really nasty. She's alluding to the fact that he's gay, and he's alluding to the fact that she's doing drugs, and what's going on?
They got to make it look real.
I mean, it might be some truth to some of it. It might be some truth to it.
That didn't stop her from.
We don't know.
Making
but I think the bottom line is when you broke, that encompasses everything.
Right.
Mm. Yeah. You know, that's so funny to me that people be in these marriages and stuff, and then they be together 10, 15 years, and then they break up and they start spilling tea and calling people gay and all that, and be like, baby, you done a decade of this gay. Why do you not feel the need to out it?
You laid up with my punk ass.
Mm-hmm. A decade and 4 kids later, you want to talk about him being gay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
If he gay, she made him gay.
Right. Or she was right there with him having fun or whatever. But like, it just kills me that as we get to the end, we become so nasty and we start spraying secrets, and all of a sudden these secrets are like these horrible things. But you've been in it, and you've had 4 children, and you've done these things. And I'm not saying that you don't have a right to your disgust or your anger. It's just that now that it is over, it is over. I don't feel that that's the time to start outing people and telling all their deep and dark, dirty secrets and bastardizing them. You know, like, people just are just real nasty and mean-spirited, and it just bothers me immensely. You know, you was with my gay ass 10 years. Excuse my French, but
do we you know, in Atlanta, it seems like everyone tries to keep up with the Joneses.
They do.
And their house that they're living in, you know, I think Kim also has a townhouse. Like, why not, if you're in financial trouble, why not sell the house?
This is a great time to sell, by the way.
Get a nice condo. You know, her older daughters, I don't know if they're living at home still, but why do you need all that house? Why, you know, what's he's not playing football anymore. She's not on Housewives full time anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But Kim was always like that. She was always, you know how she was. She was coming to the movies with a fur on. You know what I mean? So she was always like a showboater. And so I just think that sometimes people get in that, they get there and they don't know how to scale it back. They don't want to do that because I don't
think they want to. No, I think the good life is real easy to get used to living. Here in Atlanta, it's so image driven here. You know, I don't know how because we so far apart from each other, but
you could always tell somebody who never had shit because as soon as they get it, they don't know how to keep it.
Yeah.
Right.
And Kim ass came from the backwoods somewhere. She ain't have shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's showing today. It's showing her pedigree. She didn't come from shit, and so now she's going back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and someone said that maybe she can go back to nursing. She is a nurse, but
they could. They make nurses make great
I'm
money.
sure that nursing license probably expired. Right.
And she
remember how to do that.
The type of woman she is, she probably wouldn't even do that. She probably would go find another man, a rich man.
She probably looking to blow this up and turn this into a.
Don't she need to go back and get what was the man name that she used to mess with? Big Papa. Maybe she better call Big Papa or get along.
I wouldn't be surprised if this divorce gets ugly enough to get her a special. You know,
well, she
good TV.
You know, it's already Housewives of Atlanta has already been filmed, but she is making. I guess she's coming back this season as a guest. And so it wouldn't surprise me if next season she
storyline.
Yeah, that's a
storyline.
Yeah.
She was fine.
Because after the last time she was on there, she almost got her ass beat.
Yeah.
By these black women, so she don't need to bring her ass back on there.
I would watch.
She ain't relevant no more.
You would watch that. That's ratings gold right there. Somebody will put on that show.
I'd rather watch Bad Boys than watch Kim Tosiak.
She has the look. She'll be able to find somebody else quick. Y'all know how that goes. They're not single very long.
Yeah.
That she will not be single very long. If she does end up, even if she's still with him and they're going through the divorce, she'll have somebody very soon to be picking up the slack of that money that she needs. She got to get some.
I think it would be.
She better call Kim Kardashian. Now that's somebody that know how to get a man.
I remember the early days. Now, you know, I think I watched maybe one of those years. I had one of my best friends left to watch back then, and I watched. And I saw the season. Coincidentally, the season I watched with my good friend was the season when the two of them were falling in love and they were coming together. I think that would be good TV to see what happened to them.
Sure. You remember that episode where Nene was about to beat her ass on that bus?
Yeah. Well, we will see what happens with them. I'm sure everybody's going to be ringing her phone off.
Shut up.
That way, the head was slinging this way, the wig will be slinging the other way.
Right. So we will. I'm sure we'll hear soon what's going on with her. So moving on to the next subject. This is more serious. The young man in New York, the Michael Jackson impersonator, Daniel Penny, was the guy who choked him. Daniel Penny was released on bail in the film Subway Chokehold Killing of Jordan Neely. Conservative support for him continues to surge as the news has reported the 24-year-old former Marine who put 30-year-old Neely in the chokehold for 15 minutes on May 1st was charged with second-degree manslaughter, while Neely's family argues for second-degree murder. On Friday morning, Penny surrendered to the police. His lawyer, Thomas Kennett, said that the morning Daniel Penny surrendered at the 5th Precinct in New York, he voluntarily surrendered, and now Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has started a GoFundMe, and they've raised over $2 million for his defense.
Why did he put him in the chokehold? What was he trying to hurt somebody? I haven't been following this story.
The man, we believe, had some mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he never attacked anybody. He never touched anybody. He didn't do anything aggressive. I think he might have been having a mental health crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe people that were on the subway might have been fearful of him, but he never actually touched anybody. He never attacked anybody. So I don't understand.
Cutting up like they
he
do.
was cutting up.
We've been watching people sit on the subway in New York for years in movies, and people are on the subway cutting up. And what do we always see in the movies? The people cutting up, and them people is ignoring them, looking on their phone. And the only people who care are the tourists who are new to the subway, because New Yorkers are used to the stupidity. But apparently, on this day, New Yorkers were not used to the usual stupidity, and I guess he was out of hand. I struggle with it just because, again, this is something we see in popular culture. It's something we see in movies, in TV shows. People are on the subway and people are cutting up. They acting up, they dancing, they doing the most. They running through there, and the natives ignore it. So I would love to understand how we got to the point where just people couldn't ignore this person, because the man who choked him out had assistance, which is something that we should talk about, right? Like, he choked him out, but there were people there also holding his limbs. Like,
yes,
people jumped in,
people sitting there watching and filming, watching him kill this man.
Mm-hmm. And my thing
like
is, okay, you did feel afraid, or so he was restrained. How does that restraint turn to death? Like,
there
were people holding his limbs. Between all these men, they could have held him down without killing him.
There's no reason that he should have been placed in a chokehold for longer than 5 minutes.
He should have never been in a chokehold. Somebody that is a Marine, somebody who has been trained, who knows
he could have knocked him out and left it
kill people. He killed that man, and he intentionally meant to kill him.
Yeah, he choked him out.
This man was a Marine. He was trained.
Yeah, he choked him out. And again, he had assistance, y'all. This wasn't one man by himself. There were people also holding down like the arms and stuff. And so I'm just saying that there were multiple men who apprehended this man, and somehow this man ended up dead. This is a really extreme case of bullying and nastiness and disregard for human life.
The man never touched anybody.
He did not.
He never did anything to anybody. He just was having an episode.
Yeah, he was disruptive. And again, I do understand saying, hey, he is making us nervous and we need to take him down or we need to restrain him. But choking him to death, because he was held for an extended period of time. Right? They choked it time, like how we watched George Floyd's. Someone was on his neck. This is what happened, and so it's just.
Yeah. And then what gets me is this old punk, because this my punk ass governor Ron DeSantis has the nerve and the audacity to call this fucker a patriot.
Can we talk about that 2.5 million?
Actually
raised for him
and raise money for him, which says to us that they don't value our lives at all, which we already knew. But when you see stuff like this, it reinforces that. How the fuck is he a patriot? He's a murderer.
When we talk about 2.5 million, we're also saying that murder is lucrative.
And what it says is that there are millions of people that actually think like this, and that's the scary shit.
Well, definitely.
And now you are surrounded by people who are thinking that if this happens and I intervene, I'll be protected. They'll raise millions for me in a GoFundMe.
Let's touch on this for a minute because there are, my mom for one, there are people who are not taking this Ron DeSantis character seriously, and that's the scary part because with Ron DeSantis, you get Trump antics without the Trump brand. And that's what is scary. And that's what's going to get him. People aren't taking him seriously and are saying,
I think he's more dangerous than Trump.
Yeah, I think he's more dangerous than Trump. If I would take Trump.
He's a lot more to the far right than Trump. To me, he's a little Hitler in the making.
Yeah, and if you guys also think about it, do you remember when Biden and Kamala were at odds?
Why you call that woman Kamala? Her name is Kamala.
I call her Kamala because, well, I won't go there, but I'll tell you why after we get up. I think that Ron DeSantis and Trump are working together. I think that they will split that Republican ticket if it needs to happen. And I think we just need to watch.
They're not going to win a general election like that.
I think I object to that. I think Trump is a show. The Trump show is not about Ron. Trump is doing his own thing. What I think the Republican Party would prefer is for Trump to sit down somewhere so that they could do the Ron thing. That's what I think. Even with DeSantis too, they not gonna win a general election with a lot of this bullshit that both of them have done. Donald Trump and we said this in 2016, and we were shocked when the bitch won. Yeah,
but think about what has happened in the past year. They have overturned abortion, which you are telling a woman now she has no control over her body, over her health, over her reproductive health. Now you're forcing people to carry fetuses that might wind up killing them. Okay, now you got a hospital board that has to decide whether or not you as a woman can get medical care. Now they passing bills. They just passed a bill here in Florida that the state signed. If you are a person of the LGBTQ experience and the physician can refuse to treat you based on their religious conviction, so now you're forced to doctor shop. Because what if you go to the ER and the attending physician in the ER doesn't like gay people?
What you're saying, Darius, is precisely why I disagree with you. When we talk about this idea that he can't win general elections, what the Republican Party has been very consistently showing us is that doesn't matter because they've done the legwork in other ways. What they've done with redistricting and gerrymandering, what they do beneath the surface, what they do on the local level are the ways that they can get away with things like this. Yet the general public is not in agreement, but all these things are still happening. If you take any poll, the bulk of America isn't necessarily looking to overturn abortion, but it was overturned because they got their picks in. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is there is more to this than just some general election. And people they cover litigation. They move. They have done the legwork, and there are other ways to get your agenda through.
And DeSantis has attached his name to everything.
Yeah, and if you can load the House, and if you can load the Senate, and you can load the House, it doesn't matter who's in the presidency.
I remember what they're doing right now with the debt
in office.
He's attached his name to everything that's a problem. Gay, drag.
Having a Democratic president is not stopping any of these things from happening.
Every black people, everything he's attached his name to. You know,
it's just they've done the legwork. I think on the last show I mentioned that thing that happened in I think it was North Carolina, where somebody ran as a Democrat, won, and then switched immediately to Republican. Right. So that, you know, when you look at all these tactics that they do at local levels, with or without Ron, all of these agendas are taking place. Look what they're doing. They're loading these courts up. They're doing the things that matter. They've loaded the Supreme Court. Now we're talking about ethics in the Supreme Court, but somehow that story keeps getting buried. So we're not really exploring ethics on the Supreme Court the way we need to. But that is the supreme law of the land. At the end of the day, if I can just load the Supreme Court and then just work it through all the lower courts and then get it before our loaded Supreme Court, you see, like, there are just so many ways in which whether or not Ron DeSantis can win a general election is a moot point.
And now apparently he has signed bills to defund diversity, equality, and inclusion programs at all public colleges and universities.
Florida is a major state. How many electoral college votes does Florida have? Like,
I don't know, but Florida has a lot of electoral.
A lot of them.
How many does Texas have? You know, when you start loading these states, and then you start flipping states, when you start flipping dependable states like Michigan and stuff like that, he may not win in the court of public opinion, but that is the public court of opinion is not what makes the presidency. If that was the case, Trump wouldn't have won, but he did. So, I'm just saying.
All I know is we better wake up. The Republicans will stick together, but us Democrats,
they will. They don't like what Trump is doing. They would love, I guarantee you, Republicans would love to clear Trump out so they can get back on their agenda, but they can't. With that being said, they're all still sticking together. They're all still voting behind him. They're all still going along with what he's doing. Trump has hijacked them. They don't like it, but they're still on the train because they're going to mobilize together. The conservative movement is very organized in the way that the liberal movement or the Democratic movement is not.
I don't think the Democratic movement, they don't do enough,
not even
especially for our younger African Americans, because they don't know the issues. All they know is Trump checks, and they talk about that kind of shit. So
what they say, two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, all I know, we better watch out, and we need to stick together as Democrats.
I think what we should be doing is preparing our personal lives, right? We should be preparing personally. We should be aware. We should be doing the best we can to be upwardly mobile and to insulate ourselves against what's coming, because it is coming. But, you know, Black people, we gonna be all right. We do survive, and we should be focused more on that than stressing ourselves over mobilizing, because we're not enough to win. White
for me, it's just not a Black issue. I'm a gay man, and there's rights.
It's a everything but white male issue, right?
Yeah,
it's happening to women. It's happening to the LGBTQ community. It's happening to communities of color. It's happening to the Latinx folks. It's happening to everybody. I mean, everybody is facing something in one way.
So, Darius, let me ask you a question. You're down there in Florida. How did this man get elected?
The same way they always get
elected. Because some votes for Andrew Gillum suddenly went missing and didn't turn up until after the election was called.
Because I hear that he's
in Broward County. Whole goddamn truck full of votes suddenly disappeared and then reappeared months later.
I hear his numbers are dropping in the poll, but yet he's...
Because the thing is, it's what Shaq has said. He has a super majority in our state legislature. Mm-hmm. They have gerrymandered the districts. So pretty much until the people say enough is enough and start holding the people in office accountable and start voting their asses out.
Yep.
They're going to continue, because it's more than just Ron DeSantis. You got a whole legislature that thinks like him and co-signs the shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a spokesman.
Yep. Well, and that always gets us. Look at what's happening in the world. People are tired. People are stressed out. People got a lot to think about, and it's real easy for them just not to be questioning their local legislatures. You know, like gas is still $3. You know, rent is, one bedroom apartments is going for $3,000. Like, people got problems, and so it's just real easy for this not to be a thing. And by the time it becomes a thing, and people are like, wait. It's always when it's kind of too late. And now we've got 4 years of this, and it's just a never ending cycle, but that's what they want. That's really what they want. And here in Georgia, you know, our governor does a good job of sending out things, little nuggets. Like we just got like a gas tax, a $375 check just appeared in your account because he sent money back from a surplus. So there are little things that they're doing to just kind
That's
of
a distraction,
right?
And distractions are working.
And it's working
because you need $375 in order to get a couple bags of groceries. Yeah.
Well, we gotta move on from this one, but we could talk about it all night. But yeah, we gotta stay vigilant. Moving on. So, social media has gone into a frenzy this week. Gabrielle Union revealed that she splits the bills with her husband, Dwayne Wade, during a recent interview with Bloomberg. In the viral clip, Union opens up about her anxiety with her finances. Quote, I think I just have more responsibilities for my money, so I get nervous. Like, oh God, that movie didn't open. Well, what does that mean? Am I going to have enough to hold everybody up and everybody hold everyone up and hold everyone down? Am I trying to find peace in the journey and not using my anxiety and scarcity mindset to be my engine, which is hard? It's weird to say I'm head of my household because in this household we split everything 50-50, end quote. So me and Brittany were talking about this earlier. Brittany had a very unique, well, not unique, I guess she speaks for most women. Brittany, if you want to elaborate.
So I'll start with what you just said. As far as her like having the scarcity mindset, like I think it's crazy that she has a scarcity mindset and she has a husband that's worth $100 million. You know, a lot of women look at it from like the biblical perspective, right? Or this is what we've seen as of late. And they'll say, you know, the man is the head of the household. He's supposed to take care of the bills and blah, 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 which, okay, yes, you know, but I don't think the issue is that she is paying things in the house. I think the issue is that he makes $100 million and she doesn't make anywhere near what he makes. And I don't really understand why they would be going 50-50. Like, even 70-30. Like, but 50-50 to me is just like, yeah, no. But I also don't like the fact that this man has like kind of dragged her. He's, you know, he had a baby on her. The moment that man had a baby on me, it would have been, you're paying all these bills and I'll go work. But yeah, no, like, I don't know. I think that a lot of women have that like biblical perspective of it and just feel like he should be doing it. But she talks too much to me. Like she talks entirely too much about their personal business, what they do, like sexually. We've heard about what they do. They, you know, flaunt their child.
I ain't hear what they do.
We'll talk about it when we get off.
I ain't hear that tea.
But you know, she just talks too much. She needs to just shut up. Like, just if you guys are happy with what you do in your life, if it's 50-50 or whatever, that shouldn't even be something that you discuss. And you having a scarcity mindset is what you need to be working on. Like, you need to figure that out. Let's talk about why I'm working and I'm a millionaire. I'm a working actress and I still have the scarcity mindset. What's wrong? Because something is wrong if you're there. But she's still working too. So I don't know. I don't really like her.
Me and you,
care for her.
Me and you think a lot alike. I think because we've talked about this in the past as well. We let people assume what they want us to like. Nobody knows what's going on in my relationship. Mm-hmm. You know, me and Hector could be fighting like cats and dogs, but you would never know it. Mm-hmm. We could be sleeping in a different apartment. You would never know it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people these days are not like that. They just tell everything on social media. They like to vent to everybody about what's going on in their household. I've never been like that. You've never been like that either. As close as me and you are, there's stuff I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I think it should be that way. This generation just they like to tell it all. They think it's everyone's business, and but
then they're mad when somebody has an opinion on it, and that's her.
That's
Right.
like,
guys,
feels the
don't
way that
bring it to
somebody
me.
has.
You don't want me to say shit.
Exactly.
You
You
know,
put it
guys,
out there in the public eye and you didn't want anybody to say anything about it. But we hear this same conversation every freaking day on podcasts across the nation. They're talking about the 50-50. They're talking about a man having to provide for a woman. They're talking about this every day. So then you come and you say this, and it's like you just open that right up, open your marriage right up. You opened it up for any scrutiny that was going to come with it. And you just have to be okay with that. You have to be
Right.
okay with somebody saying, well, your man had a baby on you. And you
Woo.
still okay with paying 50-50? Like, he stepped out on you and had a whole baby while you were having fertility issues. So it's just things like that just kind of open you up to all of this scrutiny. If you would have just shut that mouth,
Right.
you wouldn't have anything to be worried about. So
Yeah,
he
I
needs to
definitely
learn
agree. She
that.
every
talked
time
too
you
much.
mention that outside baby, I just cringe.
Yeah,
While
I
she was
definitely.
having fertility issues. Don't forget that
I
part.
remember this. Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
I
though, guys, I can't really feel y'all. I remember many years ago. I was young and I was watching Oprah. My grandma was watching Oprah and I was watching Oprah, and I remember Will Smith and Jada was on there, and they had a conversation about wealth. And Will Smith said something very similar. He talked about feeling nervous about money, and Oprah said, "Well, you're Will Smith," and he said, "Yeah, I just." I still feel fear that I won't be okay. And I think for some people, I think that we act like money erases anxiety. And I think it does to a certain extent. If you are worried about whether or not you literally can feed your children, money can make a difference, but I think it isn't a cure-all. And I do think that for some people, that anxiousness will follow them even when they have. Even if you have money, even if you are secure, you can lose it all. You can go broke.
Absolutely. But she's also in a position where she
Bernie can run off with your money. Like
absolutely.
that fear.
But she's
I
in a
think, is
position where she
real.
can do more. She can,
it's
she
privilege.
can
She's
invest.
speaking from a place of
Right.
privilege that a lot of other women may not be
Cannot.
able to speak from, because she does have.
Exactly.
She may not have as much money as him, but she has her own money,
Yeah.
so she can. So she's operating from a place of privilege. So you always have to look at the situation.
Yeah.
Her situation is not the situation of most women.
It isn't. And you never know how many people they are also taking care of.
Right.
Know? Because if she's the one who brought in all the trifling family members, if she the one taking care of 50 people in the hood, which is very possible, I mean, I personally have felt that pressure, and I ain't even 100 there, you know what I'm saying? But
I understand that, but
I'm in corporate America and I do okay, and I've had to take care of a lot of people, or I'm helping a lot of people in my family, and that pressure can
Look,
feel overwhelming.
But if you're helping
I
people,
got
you're in a
help
place
and
where
putting
you
that on
feel
your partner.
if you have the scarcity mindset and you're helping people, then you may not be able to help some people. You may have to let some of those people go.
But I think that's
get yourself.
That's more easily said than done, because
it's not.
How easy is it to drop your mama and your favorite cousin?
It doesn't necessarily have to be your mom, because if you're just taking care. If it's just your mom.
What if you got dad,
like just your if she's making the type of money that she's making, and she has a husband who makes as much as he does, and she's just taking care of her mother,
do
her
they
father,
have the same inflation as us? Because I feel like financial problems at every milestone that I've reached in terms of my own financial health, I have created a new set of problems, right? More money, more problems. And so when you're making 10K, when you're making 30K, when you're making 70K, when you're making 90K, and every day you picked up a new set of problems. I don't know why these rich people don't have these same problems on their level.
Look, the more money you have, the more problems
that's where financial literacy comes in, and that's where it becomes that you have to either get someone who can assist you with checking yourself and your finances.
Do you have the right people? Because rich people get got all the time.
Absolutely. So again, that's why financial literacy.
Crypto people. I'm just saying, y'all.
But that's why financial literacy is important, especially in the African American community. It's important.
It's a great conversation.
You need to learn.
This is a great conversation, and I think everyone's opinions are valid. But yeah, I agree. I agree.
I just feel her on that fear. I think it's real interesting that we act like it's just supposed to dissipate. And I don't care how much we talk about how famous she is or whatever. I mean, there's actor wealth, and then there's like Warren Buffett wealth, And
how did Warren Buffett get there?
Now, don't get me started.
I mean, we know he's a white man, but financial literacy is important.
And 100 million in a black person's hands is not going to go through the same travel.
Again, it's to me, and I'm just going to speak for, like, again, it's my opinion, and I respect your opinion. Yeah. But I'm just saying, if you get the money in and you're not finding other ways to help yourself make additional funds or to create this generational wealth that we all speak about. Yeah. But you're just sitting here and you're just saying, "Oh, I'm fearful that I'm going to lose this money." Okay, well, what can I do to grow my money? What can I do to make sure that my kids are going to be good? Like that's where we as a community we need to figure that out. Yeah. All of us. It's not just, the rich ones. All of us need to figure that out at whatever level we're at. If we're only making 30,000, how can we make this 30,000 work for us, grow for us, and get us to where we want to be or where we're trying to be?
It takes money to make money.
Right.
I'll tell you one thing I agree with you wholeheartedly on, which is that she be telling us a little too much.
Too much. Yeah. She definitely does. Too much.
But I mean, they asking, so I guess I don't know. It's
just because they ask, I think Gabrielle Union has created. They ask because they know they'll get it from her. They don't ask Beyonce.
They do not.
No. They ain't gonna get it from her. So
I think there's a lot of women who have come to that point, like, I'm not going to be answering those types of questions, and they may divert with something else, but just to be talking so much as a woman about your marriage is sacred. Keep that shit to yourself.
I agree.
Like, so if you have somebody close, family member, your mom, somebody, but just telling the world any and everything just to have, give people something to talk about. So then the moment that something happens, everybody know all your business. Everybody's scrutinizing you.
And we know a lot of their business.
Everybody knows all their business because she tells.
It makes you wonder what we don't know because we know a lot.
Yeah.
We do.
Well, let's move on.
Yeah.
Moving on to this. This is so sad to me. The lawyer of the family of Shankola Robinson, who died in Mexico this past fall, is slamming the FBI for their lack of transparency in the case, revealing that the agency refuses to release the autopsy results to them after declining to press charges. The FBI says we cannot release the documents to you because the case is still open, because we are waiting for the documents to be translated to English that we received from the Mexican authorities.
Translator form right now.
All of this is creepy to me. The fact that they're not filing any kind of it's just a mess.
It's just one more slap in the face to show how much they don't care.
I'm flabbergasted at this.
I feel like we need somebody in the legal community to explain to us why everything surrounding this case is just so dead in the water. Like, they can't go. I guess I can kind of get it. Maybe there's issues with, I don't know. I guess like them being from another country and the rules there versus here. I guess I can kind of get it, but the fact that they don't seem to want to help the family, I'm like, is there a reason for that makes any sense? Or like what don't we know about this case? What aren't we hearing?
If she had blonde hair and blue eyes, this would not be
there's so much difficulty surrounding this case, and I'm just like, what are we missing?
This is just like the situation with the Americans that went out to Mexico, and some of them got killed and some of them got kidnapped, and we still don't know all the details of that. And I think because they were black, just being honest, we may never know.
Something more to it. Is the government dealing with Mexico? Do they have a hush order between them or something? There must be some reasoning behind why this always goes there.
Somebody's echoing.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I just know that I find it incredibly sad that anytime we hear about something happening to black people in Mexico.
Look, that's a sign. Quit taking your black asses down to Mexico. We don't belong there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think that's
they out of Cancun, all these other places that they don't want our asses there. We gotta start paying attention to the shit that's going on out here in the world.
I agree. But black people, we can't travel freely, right? Like we just can't go places. We just can't go anywhere.
You gotta be careful about where you go.
we need to think it through. We need to do our research. We need
like Brittany Griner, and I'm glad she home. Brittany should have never took her ass back over there to Russia. All this stuff going
Never,
on.
never.
It was like it was a setup because she was famous.
yeah, she was
You know, that's all they needed. Somebody who was a recognizable American that they can make an
she was the
example out of.
perfect strange fruit over there. She was ripe for the picking. I don't know, man. This thing with Shanquella just
It's so heartbreaking for her family.
It is. That's what I'm heartbroken for, because they have to keep reliving this to know that there's no accountability going to be had.
Well, they beat the girls. Somebody beat the girls up at the Chicken Shack a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
did they?
Oh, they did.
Oh yeah, I heard
They
about
jumped
that.
on them.
But I heard that maybe those girls fought back pretty well.
Yeah, they did fight back, but they still got jumped on. So, which means that the city probably is not going to let them.
Yeah,
They probably going to protect the custody or something.
the streets are going to take care of this.
Because
Something gonna happen to them.
mad, baby. I can call up about 5 people right now, and if they said let's roll up on them, they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's the severity, the way she died, and the injuries to her. It was so nasty. Like when I think about it, it makes me sick to my stomach.
Mm.
And every time we get news on the case, it's worse.
Yeah. Well, let's hope something turns around, and let's just pray for that family.
Watch those people you keep around you. That jealousy is something
Yeah.
else.
You gotta know them, that labor among you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So moving on, Charlemagne the God gave the sorority Kappa Kappa Gamma, correct, Celia?
Yes.
Sorority in Wyoming Donkey of the Day. I'm getting an echo. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1. Are you guys hearing an echo? Or is it?
I hear it.
I don't.
It's
I
like it
hear it
sounds
loud
like
and clear.
feedback to me.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Brittany, it's something with your phone. Talk.
Let me mute, honey.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not hearing it. So
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Brittany,
I don't hear it anymore either. Okay. Yeah. I think her muting it helped.
Okay. So anyways, Charlemagne the God gave us the sorority Kappa Kappa Gamma Donkey of the Day because a group of University of Wyoming sorority sisters are suing their sorority for accepting a transgender woman into their group, have broken the cover to describe how they live in constant fear in our home, quotes, after the hulking student has become physically aroused around them. The 7 women from the Kappa Kappa Gamma house have filed a lawsuit against the National Sorority Organization, its National Council President, Artemis Langford, 21, a 6'2", 260-pound trans student who joined their chapter in September 2022. Langford referred to under the male Terry Smith in the suit has been living outside the sorority house and was expected to move in this coming year. However, the student who was referred to as he and him in the suit still often stays for meals and attends events with the woman, their attorney told Megyn Kelly on her podcast Monday. In quotes, it's a weird, gut-wrenching feeling that every time I leave my room, there's a possibility that I'll walk past him in the hall, one of the sorority sisters told Kelly. It's also a weird feeling just to know that I could run into him anytime. He has full access to the house, but this just goes to show, like, we need women's spaces for that reason, she continued. Like, our house is our home, just like anyone else's home. Like, you go home at the end of the day to feel comfortable and relax in your skin. And you can't do that knowing that this individual has full access to your house. So basically the problem has been, it's said that this individual has been getting erections around the other women in the house, and the university won't do anything about it. And they're saying if they're uncomfortable, then leave.
So I think it's important to note that, and I actually was reading up on this, that the sorority has a policy. What they made a statement rather than a policy. It says that they value diversity and they do not discriminate based on classes protected by state, local, and federal law. So the issue is they cannot technically discriminate against this trans person based upon the law.
Yeah.
Now, legally, because if they try to kick her out, and we don't know that the allegation is true, we don't know if this woman was. Most trans women that I know do not get aroused by women.
Right.
So this is kind of a different type of situation for me to hear. But
to me, it sounds like maybe this individual was walking around in their underwear and maybe they were poking out, or maybe it was swinging or something, and it turned into, something bigger, or they're around. You know what I'm saying?
But there is also a basic issue here. One, they don't respect this trans woman's preference in terms of how she self-identifies. They do not respect that.
Right.
So there's the issue right here. I wonder, as a trans woman, why this person wanted to be a part of a group that does not recognize her self-expression or her identity. For one, it's got to be really difficult to be in spaces like that, to know that if you're in a quote unquote sisterhood, that they don't see you as a sister, they see you as a dude in a dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious, is the entire group, I couldn't find anything. I was reading up on it. I couldn't find anything that said, is the entire sorority against it, or is it just this specific set of girls? Because I think
it's just
really
specifically said.
Right, because I feel like it comes down to the group as a whole. If the entire sorority is saying we not feeling it, then we not feeling it. But if it's just some in it who just don't agree with it, then you're outliers, and you don't get to change something that the entire sorority as a whole is okay with. If the bulk of the sorority is okay with having a trans member and they're okay with following the law, then the two of you suing is looking real Karen.
Now, if she's doing something creepy,
right. But then again, if she was actually being all that creepy, would all of them be against it?
So I mean, yeah. So wouldn't that be addressed with her if she's doing something that really is creeping out these ladies in the house? Wouldn't that be addressed? So I think it's not just the fact that allegedly this person has done this. It's about the fact that they really don't want this person in their organization
at all. They don't want a trans person in there at all. Which I'm not entirely opposed. If they all were against it, I'd be like, I don't like it, but I think it's fair. But it's just them. And that's what I just can't get with, you guys got together and now y'all on Fox News saying we're not safe, but this is an entire sorority. And so if it's only this 7 or 8 people together, then that sounds like a personal preference, and you don't get to set the tone for
there's a national organization. You cannot dictate the rules for a national organization. This is a local chapter of a national organization.
But they about to make their rounds.
Yeah. Especially if they're already on Fox and Megyn Kelly. That means they're trying to take, it's a dog whistle for certain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be all over the place.
It's interesting. I'm gonna not.
I'm struggling to dial into it. I find it very hard to believe that there is a trans member in this house walking around with erections and just being gross. And all those women up in there are not mad about it.
Because what I know of trans women, and I know a lot of trans women personally, they have no attraction, especially if they're on hormones.
Yeah.
They have no attraction for women.
But even if they do, if it's that gratuitous, all these women would object, right?
Yes,
you would think so.
I mean, because they want to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep my eye on this story. There's something.
Not tracking.
There's something in the milk that's not clean, and I'm gonna, like I said, keep my eye on it.
I just think it's the thing is they view her as a man. They don't acknowledge her as a her. And so therefore they don't want her.
But is that the whole sorority or these 7 girls?
I don't think it's the whole chapter, because obviously They had to vote to let her in.
Right. So
yeah,
y'all trying to hijack the sorority because y'all don't like it.
yeah. Let's touch on this next week. We got to move on because we're running out of time. Moving on to the next story, I really want to talk about this, and I know this is going to take us down a rabbit hole. The whole Ebony K. Williams and Ilana Van Zant debate about would you date a bus driver?
I damn sure would.
Housewives of New York alum Ebony K. Williams has stood her ground and has said that she'll only date him if he owned the bus. And a lot of black women have come to her defense saying, why do we have to settle? Why do black women always have to settle? Brittany,
why do you have to look at it as settling?
What'd you say?
Why do we have to look at it as settling?
Exactly.
If this person is making their money the honest way, if they're making a good living, if this person treats you right, treats you the way you want to be treated, if they're checking all the boxes for you, why does their occupation matter? Especially if you make your own money.
Because that's their standard.
Because
that's what they set for themselves.
Yeah, if that's their standard, cool. And I'm not speaking against having a standard. Then just say that and keep it moving. My thing is, where's her bus? Does she own a bus?
The whole world want to tell black women that they can't want what they want.
But does she own a bus? She said if he owned the bus. My response is, does she own a bus?
I'm sure she could own a bus though. I think
she don't. Black women have a right to what they want.
Like, white women don't. Nobody questions white women about this type of stuff though. Nobody. Asian women. Nobody questions any other woman about their standards and purpose or what they say. There are so many white women who will say all day long, "I'll never date him. He doesn't make enough money for me," and they will flat out say it, and nobody questions that.
But you'll sleep with them. They'll sleep with the bus driver,
they'll sleep with your daddy. They'll sleep with any. Listen, we're not going there, but you know what I'm saying?
Bus driver being there knocking the wheels off the bus, making it go round and round.
I'm so tired of people telling black women what black women need to settle for, what black women need to do, or why you know what? In the same breath that people will yell at black women about wanting standards and about wanting to throw away a bus driver, they will yell at us about how broke we are, about how poor we are, about how we own food stamps, about how we have broken families, about how our children aren't this, how we are ghetto trashy baby mamas and blah blah blah. And you know, a lot of that comes from not doing things to help your family be upwardly mobile. Women need to choose partners that can elevate them. And if black women say, I don't want to do this, what's wrong with that?
Let me stick a pin in it. Okay, so black women traditionally, it's known that traditionally, and it's just something with our culture, black men have not always had the same fair playing field as other men. So let's say there's 4 black women and there's 4 black men. All you 4 black women all want a successful millionaire. He has to have money in the bank. He has to have no kids. He has to dress in Armani, and he has to have a BMW. Okay, there's 4 of you that all want the same thing. There's 4 black men who have not all had the same playing field. 2 of them, one of them are a bus driver. One of them is a sales associate, and maybe 2 of them have the same thing that these other 4 black women want. All of you are not going to get these 4 black women.
But all black women don't have those same standards. And I think that that's where the problem comes in, is that they're always saying that when you get a group of black women that's like, oh, this is what I want. If I'm a successful black woman and I'm making a certain amount of money, or I'm in a certain, class, shall we say, why do I have to accept any and everything just simply because there may not be exactly what I want?
And you don't. And let me finish. So let's say you have all this stuff going on. Why is it okay? Why is it not okay? Maybe he's in college. Maybe in 2 years he'll have more than you have. So why not get with him now and elevate him? And you guys work together and become a power couple together. Why does he all have to have it right then, right there, right now?
Because a lot of these women too, Ashley, got to remember, a lot of these women are older, right? They can be in their late 40s, 30s, whatever, and they may be at the point where it's like, okay, I'm not really interested, because what are Black women known for? Building men, right?
Okay.
Build these men up, and what do they do?
And Brittany,
build them
I
right
feel
up,
you.
and
I don't
they leave
build a few people and
but
watch them
you
go
build
off and
these
be
men
better.
right up, and
I
they
ain't doing
leave
that
you,
no
and they
more.
go get exactly what these Black women are saying that they want. They go find a white woman who already has that standard, who says, I'm not selling for anything or
I ain't
anybody.
doing
You
that. The
better
last
come to
bitch,
me with that $1 million, or you better step off.
And I
I
feel
ain't doing
you,
it. The
Brittany.
last one I built went off and got married to somebody else.
Exactly.
I totally feel you, Brittany. But I also say, and you made a good point where you said some Black women are older. I know a few people, one in particular, I won't say their name, they have it all together, and they want somebody, they say, well, I don't want him unless he looks like this or he has this money, but they're also 50-something years old, and they still want a child, and they expect and they won't go online dating. They want somebody to approach them and have it all together, and you're 50-something years old.
Yep.
Honey, that's not going to happen.
She's doing that to herself, right? She, at this point, she just said, well, this is what I want, and I'm not. So I'm just simply saying is that a lot of what I've seen in these comments and all these people talking is just like, well, y'all all want these 1%ers, and these 1%ers don't want y'all, and blah blah blah. And I don't think that women so much want 1%ers. They just want somebody who matches them. If I'm going to go hard, if I'm going to go to school and I'm going to become a lawyer and I'm going to go out here and bust my ass out here, why is it that I have to settle for someone who decided to be mediocre?
Can we just speak from a statistic?
Well, see, that's the thing. How do you know? Because we all have different
hold on. Let Darius finish. Go ahead.
Because we all have different standards. What you consider to be mediocre may not be mediocre to that person.
Exactly. But we're talking about that person's standards. So if she considers it to be mediocre, that's mediocre to her. For me, I might say, well, I'm okay with dating a bus driver. Bus drivers nowadays are making $125,000. I'm good with that. Right. But if she's making millions and she's worked her ass off, she may want to go get her another DA. Well, you know what I mean? So it's you have to just understand that everybody has their standards. Nobody should crucify someone for wanting someone that they want. You want who you want. It is what it is. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
And you don't, and that's the problem.
First of all, y'all, the first thing, I had two thoughts. The first thought, as this lit up the web, was I thought, does this woman even really know what bus drivers make? Because I don't think that she's aware that it can be a lucrative, to be making 6 figures driving a bus. That is a good thing. And so there are instances of people who drive buses who are doing really well. So it is possible. I'm not sure she thinks that. She might not even really know that. She might not really know about
She's a housewife of New York.
She has no idea of what people are making realistically. So that I think she might have just been using an example, first of all, and then it lit us up. That's the first thing. So she may not even be aware that it's possible for that to be a well-paying career. With that being said, if we look at statistics, guys, the statistics don't lie. And when we talk about poverty and people living in poverty in America, some 20% of the Black community is in poverty. You know what percentage of the white community is destitute? More like 8%. We're double. Black women have to think about the future, and we have to be allowed to make better decisions for ourselves. We have to. We are the backbone of the community. And if Black women are saying, I don't want to build somebody, I think that's very fair. And I think that we are held to too high a standard. They are not saying, it is not unheard of for white people to want to marry up. It is not unheard of for Asian people to want to marry up. But
white women are raised that way.
Right. But this idea that we want to do it is wrong. But our community shows the effects of us not attempting to go up.
Exactly.
Well, can we also talk about the fact that her ex-fiance is a white man?
Well,
yeah.
So
congratulations to her.
A lot of Black women do feel that the way to go up is to expand their footprint. I mean,
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying I think it's unfair of her to even be having this conversation, and she dates typically white men. Like,
no, I mean, she was.
But that might be her point.
But that's her point. I mean, Ayanla asked her that specifically, and she said what she said about it. Now, her having a white fiance, or was she married to him?
Engaged.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like I just get so tired of that conversation. I get so tired of that conversation when it specifically comes to Black women,
because it's always about Black
no
women.
other woman is held to that same standard. A white woman, again, white women are raised. They are raised that way. They
Not
will
all
tell
of
you
them.
that. A lot of them. Well, the ones we talking about.
But baby, I don't see some of them with some black men that I know
And you know what they and what
black women don't want.
but that's what they say. The women who the Black men get are the ones that the white men don't want.
Yeah. And
that's what they say. Nah, I'm just a messenger. I don't know.
I'm with Brittany so hard on this about that Black women always just face the toughest standards, and in the same breath that we face those tough standards, we are then brutally judged for being with those men. You know, like in the same breath that you tell Black women to settle, you will talk about her like a dog when she do. Like, we can't win for losing.
Yeah, you can have white women who gets married, has 5 children with her husband, or 2 children with a boyfriend, 2 children with her husband, and she can go out that same year and go find a brand new husband, and nobody will say anything about it. But you let that be a Black woman. You want somebody who wants you with them 4 kids and 2 baby daddies.
Yep.
We're not held to the same
standards. They rapping about you. Rappers got 30 kids and talking down about you.
Yep. So I'm happy for Black women that they're finally taking a stance to do something for themselves and try and change that narrative. I don't give a damn what anybody has to say about it, to be honest.
I'm with and I'm raising my child to know if you gonna be dating up in there, you better be dating the manager.
I think this is a great conversation. Oh, hold on, you guys. My computer's about to die. Keep talking.
Yeah.
That one triggered me so much. To determine what their standard is.
Absolutely.
And go from there, because I know some things that I would accept 5 years ago, I'm not going to accept now.
That's true.
Exactly.
I'm in a different place in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Brittany hit it right on the head. Like, Black women should be we face it's impossible.
Yeah.
We can't do nothing right.
We'll never do anything right. So you might as well go ahead and do what you want to do. And if you decide that you want to date, like I said, she worked hard to be where she is. She's a lawyer. She's done her thing. So for me, it's like, why would you even expect her or say that she has to date someone who's not on her level? Why wouldn't she want to? Right. I would want to. If I went, if I was out here and I was grinding super hard and made myself a self-made millionaire and I was doing my thing. Like, I'm not saying that everybody's going to be like that, because there are some people who find the love of their life at the grocery store. And by all means, that's the love of your life. You're okay with that. But don't force that upon Black women and just say that this is what you have to settle for, because you're the least wanted. You guys are the least desired.
Right. And the original purpose of marriage wasn't about it was about wealth. You combine resources. Mm-hmm. That's what marriage is. It's combining resources.
It's a business
to do better for our communities and to do better for our families is to combine resources. And I think Black women, it's okay for Black women to go, you've done this and you're not doing this, and no, I don't want to have children with you.
Black women from a young age are taught to marry for love, struggle love, whatever the love is.
We glorify
love. Love your man through it all.
Hold me down.
Hold me down. And that's what we're raised, and so that's what we know, and that's what has been.
And where has it gotten our community?
Yep, but other communities they don't status.
Well,
marry up.
I think
all the way.
I think, like Darius said, there takes a certain age to have this conversation, because there's things 5 years ago that I said that I would never date or I would never do.
Yeah.
I'm with Hector now. He's the love of my life. And I know if I'm sick, I know if it comes down to me needing something, I know he'll be there. And I'm not saying he's not what I said I'll never date, but there's some stuff that you want at some age that you don't think about.
Yeah.
At 30 or 29 or whatever. So yeah. Good conversation.
I think what you said though really hit it on the head, Brittany, which is if she want it, she should try to get it. Now if she can't get it, she can't get it. But I don't think she's wrong to try. And I don't think we need to have to say anything about it.
Nothing.
So it's time for Fashion Files. our new segment that we started a couple weeks ago. Let's look at some of the hottest looks of the week. And I also want to introduce some trends that are going to be here for the summer that I see on the runway. So This is just about education and fun. I told you guys I've always wanted to do this part of the show. I think it's fun just to talk about fashion and educate people on fashion because that's what me and Brittany do.
I love this part. All these nice clothes.
What'd you say?
I like this part and all the pretty clothes.
So the premiere of The Little Mermaid, they've had like 4 different premieres. Melissa McCartney and Valentino. What do we think?
Be quiet, Diesel. I love that color on her. I really do feel that they could have done a better silhouette for her because I just think it makes her look bigger than what she really is.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably wasn't the most appropriate, but she's beautiful. The color is beautiful. So
I love that picture that Valentino's doing.
I agree with Brittany, but I don't like the shoes.
You know, I like the shoe. I thought the shoe was different. You don't like the shoe, Darius?
I don't.
I love it.
She's lost so much weight though, and
she looks amazing.
Like she hasn't. Yeah, it does make her look big. But it's a pretty color.
Oh, yeah.
It look like a big old. It look like a big feathery animal.
Is it a yay or nay for you, Brittany?
It's a nay only because I don't like the silhouette. Diesel is over here cutting up. Y'all hear him?
Darius, yay or nay for you?
I'll give a grace yay.
What about you, Shaq?
No, big people don't need no help looking big.
Okay. So we have Tiana Taylor and Supreme at the premiere of White Men Can't Jump.
I love this.
I
loved it. It was so fun, so hip, fresh, funky, all of that.
She's been killing it lately.
Yeah, I love it.
I like this better than her last look.
What'd you say, Darius?
I like this better than her last look.
Her last look was at the Met Gala. You didn't like that?
Well, I thought she looked like Gozer from the Ghostbusters.
And she was one of our favorites.
I love when it comes to fashion files and Darius because he just be letting people have it. Strap, what do you think? Yeah or nay?
I think it looks cool. I don't know what's happening, but it's cool looking.
All right. Moving on, we have our girl is aging backwards. And she's slimmed down a whole bit. We have Missy Elliott and Dolce & Gabbana and Versace heels.
Come on, Missy. Missy looks good. She looks amazing. Yeah. The skirt, I wish they would have done a pencil skirt maybe. But she's cute. I love Missy, so she can't do any wrong in my eyes. But I
think she looks good as hell. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know she was sick for a while. But that looks good on her.
Sick, but I like her.
I think she looks good.
You know, I think I'm just so used to big Missy. Even, you know, over these few years, she's been even like a little bigger than this. But I want to see her like showing off this little silhouette here, honey, because she is tiny.
Yeah. Darius, what do you think?
I like it. I really like her look. I have no complaints. I like this.
I don't like that skirt.
Yeah.
It looked like she wearing a reptile.
Well, because it's Missy, it's a yay for me. So
I'm not in fashion.
To her.
Yeah, that pattern's hot.
Moving on, Trina and Balenciaga from head to toe.
Yes,
my girl Trina. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. She's a nasty bitch. I like it.
Love her. All the way head to toe. She's so cute. I love it.
Yes, baby. I love Trina. Yes, I love
Trina
it.
so much. Y'all,
Balenciaga can do no wrong to me.
Yeah, I love it.
Y'all don't even want to see me when Trina come on. It get embarrassing.
Cuts up every time. I went to the concert. Cut up.
Cut up. I almost went over a balcony with Trina. I love her.
Okay, moving on. Another Balenciaga look from head to toe. Monica in Adidas and Balenciaga.
I love it.
I like
sporty
it.
chic.
Monica.
I love it.
Good.
I love it. Sporty chic.
All the time. So everybody's in agreement, yay?
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. La Roche in Balmain.
I don't get it.
Hated
it.
Where's my raid spray?
The jacket is cool. The jacket could have been a look itself. I don't know what we have going on down there at the bottom with the white and the shoes, but the jacket, I give a 10 to the jacket, but the rest of it is a no. So
Let me look like a gay monk. I'm trying to
Ooh.
figure it out.
You just-
I don't get it.
This is
I don't
one
like
of them.
none
I
of
talk
it.
about this. Rich people outfits where people with money do stuff and go places, and regular people just this a rich outfit.
that jacket cut is hot. Like if
That is hot. That jacket is hot. Yeah.
that jacket cut is hot. You can do some real
He
damage
look
with
hot. He look hot.
that.
Sure.
It look like it's 100 degrees in that outfit.
I'm
Yeah,
moving
that's
on.
real.
I bet he lost 10 pounds.
I'm dead.
Moving on. Jared Vanderbilt. He's a player for the LA Lakers. He's in Rick Owens from head to toe.
It's a no for me.
So
I don't
no.
like it. Mm-mm.
You know,
I don't like it
basketball
enough for the. Was that? Did he? Where did he wear this?
after the game. You know,
Yeah.
basketball players. They're
Oh, after the game. Okay, he get a
I like
pass.
it.
Okay,
I like it.
I
Their
like it. After the game, he get a pass. It's
outfit
cute.
for basketball players have been really the thing. Like after when you walk out of the locker room, that's like the fashion show.
Yeah,
So
I like it.
moving on. I have a few more. We have June Ambrose.
Oh my gosh, I
Chanel
love
Studios.
everything head to toe. I love June Ambrose. She's
I
amazing.
love her.
Yes,
She
that's
can
She's
do
so
no
cute.
wrong thing.
Look at
It's
the
so
little
cute
green
and
shoes.
fun. Yeah, I love that whole outfit.
Little
So
bunny
fun.
ears.
Yeah, that was her Mother's Day outfit.
Hey, I got
That was
color on.
cute.
So this summer, the shoe trends for guys, it seems like I've been seeing these everywhere in Chicago. I don't know if you guys have been seeing them, but they're doing an old take on the Adidas Gazelle and Gucci. I've been seeing a lot of people in these. I don't know if you've been seeing them, Brittany.
No, I haven't really been seeing them, but they're cute.
Yeah.
They cute, but they ain't $850 cute.
Yeah, no, them too high.
Yeah, you know Gucci is going. They love to say $800 shoe, but
Yeah.
and then for
They look
female,
like Pumas.
I've been seeing these a lot on the.
Those are my
road.
fave.
They're so cute. They
Those
retail.
are ugly to me.
Really?
Look at
Yeah.
those big things on the top.
Oh,
They
that's the
retail-
cute part.
They retail for $650.
Yeah. Some cute sunglasses, some Chloe shades would be really
I
cute.
don't have no style. Let me shut up.
That Bottega bag up there is cute. Those are cute little summer drawings.
How much
Yeah.
they
I like
cost?
that bag. Now that bag, I like them bags. Them
The
bags.
Chanel bag is cute, and that's a Bottega bag at the time.
Yeah.
Actually, how much them shoes cost?
$650.
They're probably comfortable too.
They
I
look.
can get them hoes at the swap meet for $20.
That part.
Moving on.
Let me go to Decatur.
We have our last segment of the show tonight is "Come Sit on My Couch" relationship. So I have someone that I know that's going through this situation right now. My female friend and I recently had a three-way with her man. They both have been pressuring me to do it, and randomly, after a night of us on the town, we went back to their spot and we did it. It was kind of hot. I really enjoyed myself. We went at it for about an hour. In the heat of things, she whispered to him, "Let her have it." And he asked, "Are you sure?" Without asking my permission, he finished inside of me. I really didn't expect this to happen, and now it's made things uncomfortable between her and I, and he's hitting me up asking for another session. To make things worse, I'm 2 weeks late for my period. She's a really good friend of mine, and I'm not sure how to tell her about any of this. Can y'all lay some advice on me? Woo!
The other woman gave her permission, so whatever happened as a result thereof, it's on her, because she stood up there, endorsed it, allowed it to happen, and gave her man permission to sleep with this other woman. So therefore, if she is pregnant or what, she gave consent for him to release his soul, and that's what he did.
And oh, you know that's how it goes.
Release your whole, release your soul. She released both.
She approved that.
So whatever. So if there's a child, whatever comes as a result of this, it's on the woman that allowed this, who allowed this other woman to come into her relationship.
What she needs to do is cuss her friend out for that release comment.
In the heat of things, you guys, I don't know, things can just be said, you know.
Let her have it. What?
And you might not think.
Why are you having unprotected sex with this man? If he's in there, he going. What you think gonna happen? Everybody pull out game ain't strong.
But it's your friend saying it like that endorsement. That's a lot. Like
now she want to feel guilty. It's too late, baby. Save your guilt.
Cause I ain't sharing, so I ain't got nothing to say.
I ain't sharing my business.
Hell no.
Yeah, I'm stingy.
What's that saying? Don't poop where you eat. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't doing none of that. So get it how you live, honey. You let him.
That's why you don't tell your friends about your man, what he got, how big it is, and how he working. You don't tell them hoes that, because you start telling them and sharing.
Them hoes want some.
They want to find
then
out.
I gotta beat up everybody.
I got some advice. I got some advice for her. Put them on child support.
That part. Put both their asses on child support. Put her ass on child support too, because she gave permission.
That's the advice. Put them on child support.
Should she tell her friend that she was disappointed, like, and risk her friendship not being the same?
What kind of friendship they got after that?
It's already done.
The friendship is already gone.
It's a wrap.
What the hell is she disappointed in?
Wait. Why is the friendship gone?
How do you look at this friend the same way after you have fucked her man?
If that friendship was okay, she wouldn't feel no kind of way about the fact that she might be pregnant. She would just go tell him if that friendship was solid.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's true.
That friendship not solid. They don't got weird. That's why that friendship over. Because
I'm with you when you're right.
I done did some freaky mess with y'all, and now you done told him to release it. He done release it. Now I'm over here by myself looking like, you know what? Here's some advice. Move in with them. It's time for them to take care of you the way you just took care of them.
Actually, not that.
Y'all can be a perfect little three-way family.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't got to feel bad. You can get it every night.
We a couple now. I'm moving in. Y'all gonna take care of me, and then we gonna take care of this. Y'all gonna take care of this baby.
It's gonna be 3 parents.
And then you know what? Messing with me, and then I'm gonna leave it with y'all sometime. That's the advice. Move in, and if they don't let you move in, put them on child support.
Baby, and guess what? And you gonna keep them sometime too, because you gave consent.
That part. Y'all wanted to let her have it. Okay, now I'm gonna let y'all have it. There you go. That's the advice.
You won't consent to no other woman coming in there.
That's the advice.
We are done for the night. I hope you guys loved our show. Please like and share. I'm over it. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Sharon and Karen.